In this video, we're going to demonstrate a variety of applications in bed using two slide sheets. I've got Lucy, Roxy, and Nat, and they're going to demonstrate the task for us now. So the first thing that we're going to do is roll the person onto their side. So we use the acronym PAL, pillow, arms, legs. So you can see they brought the pillow over to the side. Nat's going to offer the client a towel to hold. So there's the arms. And then Lucy is assisting that person to raise the knee up of the opposite way that they're rolling. So there's the general starting position for rolling onto the side. Let's have a look at Lucy's posture. So very strong, balanced posture, forward lunge. She's got her spoon hands on the shoulder and the hips. She's creating momentum by rocking and then rolling that person over onto the side. Come and have a look at Nat's posture. So Nat's facing into the bed. She's got her hands on the hip and shoulder, nice and close, keeping that person onto their side. Lucy's gone and grabbed two slide sheets, two different colors, which is very handy to know the top and bottom layers. So what she's doing is she's bounce tucking the slide sheet underneath the person. So using the mattress to absorb that load. Again, taking notice of Lucy's posture. As she pushes down into the mattress, she's sinking over her hips, and that takes any pressure off her lower back as she leans forward. As she comes up to the top, we're going to go underneath the pillow. So actually keeping the pillow in situ and just being mindful of the person's hair, making sure it doesn't get caught up in the slide sheet. Again, pushing it underneath as much as possible. And then going down and just adjusting the remainder of the slide sheet, making sure it's all there, nice and even. She's got enough on the side. Okay, now they're going to roll the person back over. And what Nat can do now is to simply unravel those two sheets. She doesn't have to roll the person over again. Again, just adjusting the pillow, and now the goal is to go and spread the sheet out so that it's nice and flat, and you can see that they've managed to get 100% of the client on top of the slide sheets, which is really important. So now we're looking at the repositioning of the person up the bed. So what you can see is Nat and Lucy have got just little face towels, and they've rolled those face towels up in the top sheet only. So really important, top sheet only. And that gives them a nice handle to hold. And now we're going to pay attention to their posture. So this method is called a crisscross method. So what the girls are doing is pulling the slide sheet in opposite directions in a crisscross pattern. So Nat's point of reference is that opposite side of the bed. Lucy's point of reference is the opposite side of the bed. And when they pull the sheet backwards, it's going to slide up to the top. So let's have a look at the foot posture. So the outside leg is the one that's in front, and that's going to help avoid Lucy from twisting in any way. And then we talk about the cues. So what they use is forward and back. So you can see that's the forward position going to the back position. So now Nat and Lucy are going to demonstrate repositioning that person up the bed.
Ready now? Yep. Ready, Lucy? Forward.
So depending on where the person is in the bed, you may need to do incremental slides. In this case, they only had to do one, and now they're going to come in and adjust the pillow, making sure the client is comfortable. And now they're going to move down to the bottom of the bed and remove the slide sheets without rolling. So the first step is to remove both slide sheets from underneath the heels of the person. Nat is then feeding the layer of the slide sheet underneath the knee bridge to Lucy. Lucy then pulls that corner of that slide sheet as Nat tensions it, and it slides out from underneath the person. Again, repeating the step with the second slide sheet. Now this time Lucy's going to feed her corner of her slide sheet underneath the knee bridge to Nat. Nat's going to grab it and pull at that tension point. Again, look at Nat's posture, sinking over the hips, not pulling too aggressively. Lucy is assisting as they come up towards the top and removing that slide sheet. So again, now they come back to the person, checking, adjusting any pillows, removing the towel, checking that that person is comfortable. Alternatively, you can insert slide sheets without rolling the person, and Lucy and Nat are going to demonstrate that for us now. So they've got their two slide sheets, one on top of the other, and what they're doing is they're folding from the top down both slide sheets into the size of an A4 piece of paper, all the way down to the bottom, and then they're leaving about a 2 or 3 inch tail of those slide sheets. Now they flip the slide sheets over, and then Nat's going to pass it to Lucy. Lucy brings it up to the top of the bed and then passes it back to Natalie. So offering the client a towel just to hold, keep their arms busy and shoulders up. So what Nat and Lucy are doing now is they're putting the slide sheet into the starting position. So they've grabbed the slide sheet, they put it underneath the pillow, and what they're doing is they're pulling the whole sheet into just underneath the shoulder of the person in the bed. So that's the starting position. Once they're happy with where it's starting, Lucy's just going to show us where the positions go for your hands on the slide sheet. So the inside hand is going to grab the roll of slide sheet that you rolled up. The outside hand grabs the two slide sheets. Now what they do is they both move forward together. As they move back together, the inside hand is going to roll or unravel that roll of slide sheet. So Lucy and Nat are going to show us that now.
Forward.
Now, Roxy, the client, she can help if she cares. She might be able to bridge a little bit or raise her shoulders, but you can actually use this without the person moving it over. So it's a good method if you've got someone that can't really assist you in the bed. And you can see the aim of the game is to get all of the slide sheets underneath the client in the bed. So in this situation, what we're going to think about is sometimes there is furniture that sits at the top of the bed which blocks our path. So what Lucy and Nat have done is they've actually taken a step down the bed to create some more space for them, and they're going to demonstrate using that crisscross method that we used before, and they're going to demonstrate that for us now.
Forward.
So exactly the same principles, shoulders relaxed, elbows to the side, strong lunge position, pulling on the opposite direction. They're now moving down to show us how to remove slide sheets without rolling the person in bed. So it's a bilateral method. So Nat has fed the corner underneath to Lucy. Lucy is now feeding the corner back to Nat, and they both work together in sync, pulling each slide sheet nice and gently, moving up the bed so they don't move Roxy too much. And both of those slide sheets come out at the same time. Now they can go back to Roxy and make sure that she's comfortable, her pillow is in a good position, removing the towel, and that is the end of the task.